Well, it's been a tough couple of weeks for McDonald's, to say the least. But here's one good piece of news for them. They can now start fixing their own ice cream machines. What a concept.
Wow, say it ain't so. Is this real life? Their ice cream machines break so often. I mean, it's become a viral social media trend. People are always posting about it. It's this whole thing. There's even a site called McBroken where someone's tracking what locations have working machines. And this is savage, what Wendy's are nearby. But the reason that the machines were broken for so long, there is a reason. So McDonald's didn't have the right to fix them, which is really interesting.
Yeah, our 9 News legal expert, Whitney Traylor, joins us now. Whitney, up until this month, the Taylor Company held a copyright on these machines, but there's now an exemption called right to repair. Yeah. What is this?
Yeah, so what happened was Taylor, who manufactured them, was the only party who could actually repair them. And as we were talking early on, there's thousands of them, and so they weren't being repaired on a regular or consistent basis. And so, but because of this law, it was a copyright law, they were the only ones who were able to do that. So there was an exemption this year. So every 3 years, they look at these copyright laws and they add exemptions. So they just added an exemption allowing now the franchise owners to work on their own machines. They don't have to, or they can get a third party to work on it. They don't have to go and wait on Taylor to do it. So presumably, they're going to start being all you McFlurry lovers.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
They'll start. Yeah, I found out after we found out we were doing this, there's a lot of attention on it. So
people would get so frustrated at the people working at McDonald's. It's not their fault.
They can't fix it. They couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point. No, it's not their fault. It wasn't even, to some extent, it wasn't even the owner's fault because they just couldn't get this one company in to repair it. So maybe we'll see some changes now.
Winnie, we know you've been involved in a lot of litigation. This wasn't really traditional litigation. This was a copyright matter that never actually went to trial?
Right, so there wasn't a trial. So a lot of times you would see when somebody wants to take an action, they sue for injunctive relief, for some sort of action. But here, no, this was a administrative action, essentially. So this was in the copyright law that said you can't have a third party come work on this type of machine. So now that they had the exemption, because people were writing into the FTC and the Department of Justice, and now once they wrote in and complained, they said, all right, let's give this exemption. So now there hasn't been any litigation, but I suspect there will be going forward.
Mm-hmm. Besides hopefully more McFlurries for everybody, what do you expect to see next? What do we have our eyes on looking forward? Is there going to be more litigation?
Yeah, so there might be more litigation. So the way our common law system works is we pass a law, so this particular statute, and then people sue on the statute, and it goes to the courts of appeals, and then that's how we get our laws. So here, there will probably be litigation around this, whether it's constitutional, whether they can implement this, and then as the courts start to rule, we'll start to develop our laws in this area.
Do you think this is happening in other, I guess, sectors, other job sectors, or is this kind of unique to McDonald's with this arrangement they had?
Well, it's unique to McDonald's. That's a great question, because when they first filed for this, when they first wanted to have this exemption, they wanted it on a much broader basis. So what they said here is this goes to restaurant style machines that, you know, it's
pretty broad. Yeah,
it's broad, but it's specific in terms of like ice cream machines, and it's related specifically to restaurants. So this is unique for the restaurant industry for sure.
A lot to look at and a lot to talk about with McDonald's too. Whitney, thank you so much.